You know that cute little cookie banner that says, "We use cookies," and has one tiny little "got it" button? Yeah, that one could get you sued. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I have been seeing more and more demand letters, and I've been reading the complaints, and small businesses are absolutely getting targeted over cookie disclosures and privacy practices. Hi there. If you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Paige Griffith. I'm the CEO and lead attorney behind The Legal Page, which is an online legal education platform and contract shop for small businesses. We help you get legally legit in no time without all the overwhelm. All right, let's talk about cookie pop-up lawsuits, because this is one of those things where business owners think, okay, I added a random banner 3 years ago. I hooked up an application for a cookie pop-up. I'm fine. Maybe, maybe not. But the way things are shaping up right now in 2026, I wouldn't leave it to chance. First, you're probably wondering, Paige, what are you even talking about? Well, cookies are small data files that are placed on a user's device when they visit your website. They can track behavior, remember preferences, collect analytics and other data, and then in some cases help with advertising and retargeting. If you're using things like Google Analytics or Metapixel or email marketing, tracking, heat mapping software, ad retargeting, you are almost certainly using cookies or similar tracking technologies on your website. So here is where the legal issues start coming in that respect. Plaintiffs' firms are sending demand letters to small business owners claiming that websites are tracking users without proper consent, not disclosing what data is being collected, not explaining how that data is being used, failing to provide a cookie pop-up and a proper opt-out mechanism, and failing to have compliant privacy policies on their website. Some of these legal claims are based on state privacy laws, like California's CCPA, which is the California Consumer Privacy Act, and the CPRA, the California Privacy Rights Act. Some are based on also wiretapping and session replay legal theories, and some are based on unfair business practice legal claims. Small businesses, though, are getting targeted because they often copy and pasted a privacy policy from Google or ChatGPT or another AI platform. They never updated their privacy policy. They actually never installed tracking software without understanding the proper legal disclosure requirements. Or they just simply slapped up a banner on their website that says this site uses cookies with no real functionality or opt-out mechanism. We got to get practical here. What should you actually then have on your website to make sure it's legally compliant for cookie pop-ups and privacy policy reasons? Number one, you got to get a privacy policy. This is not optional if you are collecting any type of personal information. And yes, email addresses count as personal information. Names count. Of course, IP addresses certainly count. I would venture to guess that 99.9% of us who have a website are gathering personal information in some respect, which means, legally speaking, you have to have a privacy policy under federal law, and then you also need to have it under these consumer privacy laws state by state. And anyone from any state can access your website. So what should your privacy policy say and clearly explain? What information you collect, how you collect it, why you collect it, who you share it with, and then how users can access or request deletion of their data. It also needs to include how to contact you about privacy concerns, and your privacy policy should be linked in your website footer so it appears on every single page of your website. Your footer should always be static. This is not just some hidden random page or a random dropdown or a link that you have to access from somewhere else. Your privacy policy is in your footer on every single page of your website, so a user can easily access it at any time. And then, number two, you need a cookie policy or detailed cookie section within your privacy policy. So then within this cookie section or contract clause of your privacy policy, you need to explain what types of cookies you use on your website, such as essential, analytics, advertising cookies, and then what those cookies do. Remember, if you are targeting users in places like California or internationally, you may also need to provide an opt-out option, a way to manage cookie preferences, and clear disclosures before non-essential cookies start firing. This is where those more robust cookie banners come in, all right? So the kind that allows users to accept all, reject all, or customize preferences. We're all really used to these, right? We navigate to a website or go to a website and we see this cookie pop up, and you don't just want to have got it. You want to have accept, reject all non-essential, or the ability for someone to customize preferences. So number 3 is a proper cookie consent banner. Depending on where your users are located, you may need prior consent before tracking them and utilizing any cookies, a reject button, a link to your cookie policy, which is your privacy policy and the cookie clause within that privacy policy that we just talked about. And that would have clear language explaining how you are tracking and utilizing cookies. Please, if you do anything, do not use vague language like, by using this site, you agree. Courts and regulators have gotten very, very picky about what constitutes meaningful consent. Meaningful consent means your application that is hooked up to your cookie banner needs to adequately track that a user landing on your website with X IP address clicked accept all, reject all non-essential, or customize their cookie preferences. I'll make sure to add into the description some cookie pop-up applications that I would recommend, and legally speaking, they do this for you. Now let's talk about where these documents should live. Your website footer that I explained should include your privacy policy and your terms and conditions, and then, of course, any applicable disclaimers. And then your cookie policy is within your privacy policy. So again, your cookie banner, when a user first lands on your website utilizing that IP address that they're using, and the actual, desktop or smartphone that they're using, they would see the cookie banner, it would explain these things, and then you want to make sure that that cookie banner or cookie pop-up, if it's just a pop-up, those are used interchangeably here, I'm using them interchangeably, those have to link directly to your privacy policy, okay? So you want to have, see our privacy policy here with a hyperlink, and that would link directly to the page that includes all of the legal provisions of your entire privacy policy listed on your website. And then your terms and conditions, people are like, what is the difference between a privacy policy and terms and conditions? Privacy policy is how you're utilizing users' personal information and the ability to opt out and cookie tracking and technology, everything regarding a user's privacy when they're utilizing or landing on your website. A website terms and conditions includes things like your refund policy, exchange policy, intellectual property disclosures, how someone can contact you, where your business is based. And you want to make sure that they link to each other. So at the bottom of your terms and conditions, that's a separate page on your website, it would say, see our privacy policy here. Or anytime you're referencing your privacy policy in your terms and conditions, it would link to the privacy policy page. They work together, right? Which means they are a bundle. They're not some random standalone document, which is why inside of the legal page shop, we actually have a website legal bundle that includes your website terms and conditions and your privacy policy. And of course, any additional website disclaimers that you may need to have are included in this bundle. And then the cookie language that I've been talking about in this video is built in to your privacy policy. I truly just keep on seeing business owners buy one and forget the rest. Like they have website TNCs, but they don't have a privacy policy, or most often vice versa. They have a privacy policy, they swiped it from somewhere online or got it from an AI platform, and they forgot to add website TNCs to their website as well. These documents are absolutely legally crucial if you are a small business owner and you have a website. And these documents, myself and the other attorneys here at the Legal Page have drafted specifically for online small business owners and service providers like you who are collecting data through contact forms and email lists and course platforms, and you're tracking pixels, whether you know it or not, and tracking analytics if you use Google Analytics, which I'm sure you are. So now, will having these documents magically stop someone from sending you a demand letter? No, I will never say that. But what they do is show a good faith effort on your part for legal compliance. They give you also a defense mechanism and a structured response if someone questions your legal practices surrounding privacy policies. And they ultimately just reduce the likelihood that you look like low-hanging fruit to a plaintiff's firm and you're an easy target and we can file this claim because they have proof that you didn't even have any of this on your website. No website TNCs, no privacy policy, and no cookie pop-up. Make sure you have all those, okay? And then lastly, I want to say something that may sting a little. If you are making money online, you are responsible for protecting the data of the people who trust you with their information. This is part of running a legitimate business in 2026. It's not just about pretty branding and conversion rates and making money all day long. It's about compliance and consumer protection. And you are responsible for all of that, even if you are a solopreneur, even if you are just running a little small business. If you are making profit and you have a website and you are tracking cookies or tracking analytics or taking people's personal information, you have to have all of this on your website. All right, so here's your quick action list checklist from me. Number 1, audit your website and make a list of every tracking tool installed. Then I want you to review your privacy policy, or get one if you don't have one, and see if it actually matches what you are doing. Then install a real cookie consent tool, which could be a banner or a pop-up if you need one, which most of you do. And then make sure that your legal links are in your footer. Update your policies annually, or if you are purchasing a website bundle that includes terms and conditions and a privacy policy from a virtual online legal shop like myself at thelegalpage.com, we update these policies annually and honestly more than annually for you, and you would get the updates free of charge. Remember, if you do not have these documents in place, I really want you to check the links below in the description for the Legal Page's website legal bundle. It's one of the most important foundational legal investments that you can make if you sell and if you promote online. If you have any questions about cookie pop-ups, privacy policies, or you are one of those unfortunate small business owners that have received a spicy and scary legal letter and are spiraling a little bit, please drop a comment below. I can point you in the right direction of a referral or a law firm that I would recommend. And we are all working together here to help small businesses in this respect. I don't want you to be targeted inappropriately or for the wrong reasons. Or if you are targeted, I want to make sure that you have a proper defense to that demand or that lawsuit that is coming your way. Thank you for caring about running your business the right way and the legal way. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Legal Page YouTube channel. Check the links in the description below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.